Okay, it is the next morning from tropical storm, at least when it got to us, Idalia. I think that's how you pronounce the storm's name. And unfortunately, all the good stuff, if you want to call it the good stuff, as in all the flooding and everything, happened at night, so I wasn't able to videotape any of it. So what I'm doing now is I'm coming over and I'm seeing what the damage is from the storm. The eye of the storm at this time is sitting off the coast of North Carolina, south of Wilmington. So, hold on a second. I gotta move this gate. I forgot to secure this gate last night, so I'm sure it had fun in the wind. Luckily, the ground on this side is higher, so it got caught somewhere, so it didn't smash back and forth the whole time. All right, so short version is I came out last night around 10:30-ish because the heavy rain, at least at that point, had stopped. And at that time, we had gotten about 8 inches of rain in about 10 or 11 hours. Okay, Lady Pants is obviously having fun. Since it was raining most of the day yesterday, obviously the guys were kind of cooped up, so Lady Pants is exerting some energy. You see where the difference is between the paint and the non-paint on the coop? Well, that's how high the water was. The chickens were obviously in the coop. They weren't outside at that time because it was at night. And so that was okay. It looks like we got an additional 4 inches of rain from when I did this yesterday. Hold on, let me get this. All right, there we go. So yeah, so according to our rain gauge, we gotten 12 inches of rain since about noon yesterday. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning the following day right now. Obviously all my nice awesome Bermuda grass in here was completely flooded. The wind's starting to pick up now, so the eye of the storm is a good bit to our east. I would say it's probably about 40 or 50 miles east of us, so we're still getting a decent amount of wind. I shut the windows for the coop. Let me open this up. Alright, I know this is a bad angle, but it looks like the coop fared fairly well. It doesn't look like there's any water anywhere, so I'll call that a win. Lady Pants is still running around like a wild woman, so cleaning her is going to be fun. What I'm going to do now is we'll check the run out. What I do when I have it available, this is wheat that we hydroponically grow for them, so that's typically their breakfast. Alright, so I think they're all out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, all of them are out here. Oh, you can see here, so that's where the flood water came up, and so obviously everything below that you can see here, everything below that was underwater. But luckily, when it was big with water like that, the chickens were in their coop, because the chickens instinctively go to their coop at night. So, all right, who's complaining? Looks like ML's complaining. All right, so let me dump this and then we'll move on. So there's the wheat. So what they'll do is they'll just tear that thing apart and eat it. It's actually kind of funny. All right, so let me shut this and then we'll move on. Okay, so this is our area. This is what I call our big fenced-in area. It's a little less than a half acre. It's about 105 by 175, so it's enough room for the dogs to run around in. But more importantly, it has our septic tank drain field in it. If you look right here, I put a 16 by 16 inch paver here. This signifies the beginning of this drain line, and then I got one over there. My wife and I work in architecture, so we've done several houses where they know that they have a septic tank, but they don't know where the drain field is. So to stop that, I put those pavers down. Sorry, I ran back to the front door because the storm door evidently got loose. So I'm closing it. Chuck that in there so I don't have to deal with it. No, no, no. Alright, hold on. This thing's not latching. Okay, now it's latching. Alright, so last night the water came up to, if you see the little bald spot directly ahead in the yard area, that's how high the water came up. If you look and see where the water is on the driveway, the water came all the way across and connected over to the unkept weed area over there. I'm going to go out now because I wanted to see the road, so hold on, let me go out there. Okay, we live on a dirt road, about a quarter of a mile. Let me zoom in a little bit. Here, if you can see where that stop sign there, that's what we call just a rural highway. So that's obviously a paved road. And then you can see there's some water there. There was a lady that actually just drove over there, and she's like, I'm not chancing it. Water is extremely deceptive like this. So what looks like it's not that bad could be like 2 or 3 feet deep, and you just don't know it. And then next thing you know, you're stuck. Or in the case of the water moving, you could die very easily. So she, even though it was probably about a 95-98% chance that she would have made it, she made the right call to just say, nope, I'll go another way. So here's our ditch on the west side of the property on the road. The county actually maintains this ditch, so they come in about once a year and they dig it out to make sure it's a certain depth. So as you can see, it has some water in it. But overall, I would say that we fared fairly well so far. We're getting the back half of the winds, but that's typical. And most of the rain should be done for us right now. Obviously, this is nothing like Florida. Florida hit the brunt of it. I think it is what, Cat 3 or something. I doubt we're even going to get tropical storm force winds here, but we did get a lot of rain. They were anticipating 6 inches of rain for us, and we got 12. So that is a lot more rain than what we thought we were going to get. The good news is with the sandy soil, because like I said, I'm over at Andrea's mother's place now. The water was all the way across the drive here, so you couldn't even see the drive because it was just covered in water. The water came out all the way to here. Pretty much the entire big fence area was flooded to a certain degree. The entire area between the cabin and the fence, all that was flooded. The low spot is on the other side of the shed in the corner of the trees down there. So it is probably has a decent amount of water in it now. So with the sandy soil, the good news is the water doesn't last too long, but when it floods, it does flood a decent amount. As you can tell, Sherlock is very scared. He's just chilling in the weeds over there eating something. Then he'll probably puke it up later and then we'll have to clean it up. So, alright, so I call this pretty much dodging a bullet when it comes to hurricanes. So I know Florida got it a lot worse. I don't even know how many people lost power in Horry County, because most of the time this stuff happens in the daytime, the bad stuff. But this time, all the bad stuff happened at night. So all the power outages happened at night, which means the line crews, who have an incredibly difficult job to begin with, have to do that crap at night. So I double don't envy them. So, alright, we dodged a bullet on this one, so count my lucky stars on that.